Hello friends, welcome to the video tutorial of object program. Previously we have discussed about the object and class relationship. In this session we will discuss about the big integer. Please like and subscribe the channel. This is Rajul Suthar, Assistant Professor of Sri Swaminarayan Institute of Technology, Bad Gandhinagar. So what do you mean by big integer? Here big integer means it represents the immutable, arbitrary, precision integer. It is similar to the primitive integer. We all familiar integer, float and characters, all things are primitive data type. So it's called the primitive integer type. But allow arbitrary large value. If we require the large value in integer, so we require the big integer. In Java, this is the name of big integer. Instead of Java in C as well as C++, we are using the long integer as well as double or float value for the larger value, as well as signed and unsigned integer also covered in C language. Here big integer it used when the integer involve the larger than a limit of long type. For example, factorial of 50. So this is the value of factorial 50. We all familiar the value of 50, factorial of 50 must that cover the larger value. So this type of a value we can't store in simple integer data type. So this value is too big for an integer or long data type to handle this value. So we require the big integer. It can only be stored in the big integer variable. We declare variable as a big integer. Same way in a big decimal. Big decimal represent the immutable arbitrary precision signed decimal number. It is a consist of two parts. Unscale value means an arbitrary precision integer as well as scale value, that is a 32-bit integer that representing the number of digit to right of the decimal point. For example, if we declare the big integer, big decimal 3.14 has a unscale value 314 and scale value is 2. We use the big decimal for high precision arithmetic. We also use it for the calculation requiring the control over scale and rounding of behavior. One such an example is calculation involving the financial transaction. We require the big decimal value. Let me discuss about the string class. So what do we mean by string class? String, which are widely used in Java programming, are sequence of character. We all familiar what is the definition of string? String means sequence of characters. In Java programming language, string are treated as an object. The Java platform provides the string class to create and manipulate the string. We just create a string. So here the most directly way to create a string is to write string greeting is equal to hello world. Whenever it encounter a string literal in your code, the compiler create a string object with its value, in this case hello world. So this is the example, like we declare public, name of the class is string demo. Here public static void main string argument as we require the hello array. This is the array that cover the characters. So this cover into the character data type, and list of the element is here in curly bracket. We require separate H, E, L, L and O, and we require dot also. So again we write the object of a string hello string. So require the new keyword new string hello array and system.out.println hello string. So this is the output of this program. Then Java string method. Here the string method cover like length, character 80, trim, index of method, last index of method, replace, two lowercase, two uppercase, split, substring, equals, get bytes, concat, contains, compare to, start with, and end with. Various type of a method cover in the string. Just like in C language, we are using the string length function for finding the length of string, as well as we compare two string. We reverse the string by using string rev function. Here in Java, we can use this type of a method. So what is the use of string length? Here Java string length method is used to get the total number of characters of any given string. If we write the simple hi, so it cover the two characters H and I. Same way here one example. What is a signature? Signature of a string means we are written in the function. So string length is one function or method that given below. Like public integer, we declare this method as a integer, and this is the public return type. So we can write by using this public integer length, then method. So we require the round bracket and return. This method return the length of characters. Here one example, like string length class, public static void main string argument as first string is India, second string is Java. So string S1 is equal to India and string S2 is equal to Java. System.out.println S1.length. This function return the length of first string. S1.length means first string is India. Length of India will be written. So length is 5. Here the count the character of India 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So it returns the 5. Then system.out.println S2.length, length of second string, that is the Java. So Java cover the 4 characters JAVA. So output of this program is 5 and 4. First string cover the 5 characters, second cover the 4 characters. Same way you can use any of this method of string in Java. What is a string buffer and string builder class? String buffer is a synchronize that thread shape. It means two threads can't call the method of substring, that is a string buffer, or it used simultaneously. While in string builder class, string builder is a non-synchronized, means no thread shape. It means two threads can call the methods of string builder simultaneously. Second, in the string buffer is a less efficient than string builder class, while string builder is a more efficient than string buffer class. Here one example for string buffer, like a Java program to demonstrate the use of string buffer class. Here the class name is a buffer test. Public static void main string argument as string buffer. This object is created for buffer. So buffer is equal to new buffer, new string buffer, and we require the word like hello. So buffer dot append, we append the next word, that is Java. We generally print the system.out.println. So in the bracket only write the name of a buffer that's already created by using the object. So system.out.println in the bracket buffer, that will be displayed two word, like first one is a hello and it append the second word is Java. So what is your output? Hello Java. In the string builder class, Java program to demonstrate the string builder class. So here builder test, same way we are using the public static void main string argument as and one object is created. String builder, builder is equal to new string builder. In the bracket we require the first word is a hello. Builder dot append Java, we append the second word Java, and we write simple system.out.println builder. So this is the output of our program, hello Java. We can use any of the class, string buffer class or string builder class. but this is a non-synchronized and this is a synchronized. This is a less efficient. String buffer class is a less efficient, while string builder is a more efficient. Java inheritance. What do you mean by inheritance? It covers the property of superclass that cover into the subclass. So it is called the subclass and superclass relationship. Subclass, that is called the child class. The class that inherit from another class, that is called the child class. And what do you mean by superclass? That is called the parent class. The class being inherited from, that is called the superclass. To inherit from a class, use the extend keyword. Here, remember this, extend keywords is useful. Or whenever we inherit one class from another class, so inherit from a class, we use the extend keyword. In the example, the car class, this car class is a main class, that is called a subclass. Inherit the attribute and method from the vehicle, that is a superclass. So for that relationship we required like this, car is a subclass. So here vehicle is superclass that inherit the property into subclass. Subclass is our car. Car class is a subclass. Car cover the category of vehicles. So main class is a vehicle, that is a superclass. And this one is a subclass. So remember this, in the example, the car, that is a one class, that is a subclass. Inherit the attributes, means if vehicle cover the attributes, each and every attributes will be inherited into the car class. Here vehicle number, then category, as well as fuel type. That's all attributes cover into this car class. Means superclass and subclass relationship is covered like this. The class is use each and every attributes into the subclass, another class. Here in the inheritance, various types of inheritance, that type of question covered what is inheritance and also explain its types. So single inheritance, multi-level inheritance, multiple inheritance, that is the types we will discuss. Then what is the use of super keyword? The super keyword in Java is a reference variable which is used to refer the immediate parent class object. Whenever you create an instance of a subclass, an instance of a parent class is created implicitly. Remember this. Whenever you create the instance of a subclass, an instance of a parent class is created implicitly, which is referred by the super keyword. Here super keyword is reference variable. What is the use of super keyword? So super can be used to refer the immediate parent class instance variable. Then superclass can be used to invoke the immediate parent class method. It also use the parent class method. And superclass method can be used to invoke the immediate parent class constructor also. It use the instance variable, it use the method as well as constructor. Here one example, the use of Java super keyword. Here the super is one keyword. So here the class name is animal. So it cover the data type is a string. We declare string color is in the bracket, in double quote white. Whenever we declare the variable in a string data type, so it must be covered in bracket or in double quote. Then class one, again we require the one class, that is a dog class. It extends the animal. So animal class is a super class. It derive the contents into subclass, that is a dog class. So class dog extend the animal, means each and every attributes of animal class will be covered into the dog class. String color is equal to black, void print color, system.out.println color, here print color of dog. Why this color of this color will be displayed? Because we declare inside the dog class. So string color is equal to black is declared inside the class. So this is the method void print color. Again we require system.out.println super method. Super.color. So super, we all familiar what is the use of super. Super is print the super is used to derive use the attributes of super class. Means super.color, it print the color of base class or parent class. So which are the which is a parent class of this program? Animal class is a parent class. Then class test super1. So save the program by using test super1 dot java. Then public static void main string argument as dog d is equal to new dog. We required a dot operator, so d dot print color and bracket over here. Let me check the difference between method overloading and method overriding in Java. So what do you mean by method overloading? Method overloading is used to increase the readability of a program. It used to increase the readability. While method overriding is used to provide the specific implementation of a method that is already provided by superclass. In method overloading is performed within the class, means it work within the class, while overriding that occur in two classes that have is a relationship. We can say that it is an inheritance. In method overloading, in case of method overloading, the parameter must be different whenever we pass the parameter. So it must be a different. While in the method overriding, parameter must be same. While we are using the method overloading, the example of compile time polymorphism is one example of method overloading, and runtime polymorphism is an example of overriding method. And last one, in Java, method overloading can't be performed by changing the return type of method only. Return type can be same or different in method overloading, but you must have the change the parameter. We require to change the parameter. Return type must be same, or in the method that use in overriding, return type must be same while we are using the method overriding, while return type is a change in method overloading. So these are the points related to the difference between overloading and method overriding. Here one example, Java method overloading. We are written the class name, that is a overloading example. We declare two variable, integer a and integer b, and make it static, means value of integer a and integer b will be fixed during the execution of program. What is the return? Return here a plus b, means addition of two numbers will be displayed. Same way we add the three numbers, so each and every numbers have the data type integer, so it return the addition of three numbers. We overload the addition by using 2 numbers as well as 3 numbers. Here operation is same, like addition is same, but we increase or decrease our parameter. Parameter is nothing but a variable. Here you can use 2 variable or 3 variable, but procedure is same, like addition is a same. But let me check in a Java method overriding example. So this is the example of Java overriding. We create one class, name of a class is animal. Here it is a method, so it define the return type is a void system.out.println eating. So simple, this message will be displayed. Here one class dog that extend the value or parameter from base class, that is a animal. So simple, again we are using the eat method system.out.println eating bread. Polymorphism in Java we will discuss in next video lecture. Thank you for attending the session.